from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
A look at the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 in Henrico and how Henrico Schools officials are working to create a more diverse workforce. We'll have details on those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Thursday, November 18th, 2021.
And now for the news.
Black and Latino residents of Henrico have suffered disproportionately negative effects from COVID-19 when compared with their white counterparts. That's according to a new dashboard released Wednesday by the Virginia Department of Health. The Health Equity Dashboard shows that since the pandemic began, Latino residents of the county developed COVID at twice the rate of white residents and were hospitalized at 1.5 times the rate of whites. Black residents developed cases at 1.5 times the rate of whites and were hospitalized nearly twice as often. Conversely, though, Asian or Pacific Islanders largely have fared better than others, developing cases of COVID less frequently than whites, about 0.7 times as often. And they've been hospitalized less than half as often as whites. They've also been vaccinated more than whites, about 1.2 times. The good news is that in the last few months, it's been an encouraging trend for the county's Latino population. Since June, that population has seen its case and hospitalization rates drop more quickly than those of the other groups, while its vaccination rate has grown more quickly. Black residents of the county are the group least likely to be vaccinated, about 0.8 times as often as whites, according to the data. The Health Equity Dashboard uses the state's white population, which is its largest racial group, as the reference population and compares case, hospitalization, death, and vaccination rates of the other racial and ethnic groups to it. Now, a total of 728 Henrico residents have died from COVID-19. Black residents have the highest death rate of any racial group in the county, about 281 people per 100,000. And those of Asian and Pacific Islander descent have the lowest such rate at 56 per 100,000. You can read more about this on henricocitizen.com by clicking on COVID-19. Tomorrow at 1, HCA Virginia hospitals will host a Facebook Live event to discuss COVID-19 vaccinations for children ages 5 to 11. Henrico Health Director and Virginia Vaccination Coordinator Danny Avula will lead the event. It'll be available on any of the HCA hospitals' Facebook feeds, including that of the Henrico Parham and Retreat Doctors hospitals. For the second year in a row, Henrico County Public Schools is a division serving a student population whose largest group is black students. Over time, the student population of the county has become more diverse and less white, but the teacher population has remained overwhelmingly white, between 78 and 80% during the past 5 years. Now, that's not a unique situation to Henrico. Nationwide, about 80% of teachers are white, according to federal data, while more than half of all students attending public schools are people of color. One goal of the school system's 2018 to 2025 strategic plan, however, is to recruit and retain a diverse group of staffers. And in an effort to move in that direction, the school system has created a new position, a talent acquisition ambassador. Kenya Jackson started in that role in early November. She's working to assist the division in efforts to recruit and retain a diverse workforce. And today on henricocitizen.com, our education reporter Anna Bryson takes an in-depth look at Jackson's position and what she hopes to achieve with it and how she is going about that. You can find that article on henricocitizen.com by clicking on News and then Education. That's the apparent end of an era as the Innsbruck Foundation has officially closed. The foundation existed for 36 years, organized events like Innsbruck After Hours and the Taste of Virginia, but the pandemic has caused many Innsbruck businesses to allow employees to continue working virtually, and that has hurt business for the foundation's events. This year, the company that had been organizing and hosting Innsbruck After Hours concerts, Event Makers, decided to take the series north to the State Fair site. The Innsbruck Foundation returned to a weekly Wednesday night series structure, but attendance was way down. The site where concerts have been held for years is planned to be turned into a mixed-use development project in the coming years. Henrico Police are seeking the public's help to locate a suspect wanted in connection with a robbery in the near West End last month. It happened October 26, about 4:40 in the morning in the 7000 block of West Broad Street. A suspect entered a store, walked behind a counter, and brandished a gun. Then demanded cash, took it, and exited the store on foot towards Emerywood Parkway. You can see pictures of him on our website, henricocitizen.com, by clicking on News and Crime. If you know anything, call Detective Wagoner at 351-6815 or Metro Richmond Crime Stoppers at 780-1000.